slavery did not end in 1865. It changed form. After the Civil War, the 13th Amendment outlawed slavery, except as punishment for a crime. That single exception changed everything. Southern states moved quickly. They passed new laws that criminalized everyday life for Black Americans. People were arrested for vague or invented offenses, vagrancy, loitering, not having proof of employment. The goal wasn't justice, it was labor. Once convicted, men and women were leased out by the state to private companies, railroads, coal mines, plantations, lumber camps. This system was called convict leasing. It was slavery by another name. Prisoners were forced to work long hours with no pay. They lived in brutal conditions. They were beaten, starved, and treated as disposable. If someone died, the company simply requested another body from the state, and the state made money every step of the way. In 1908, a Black man named Green Cottonham was arrested in Alabama for vagrancy. He couldn't pay the fine. So the state sold his labor. He was sent to work in a coal mine. Green Cottonham never came out alive. People sometimes call him one of the last enslaved men in America, not because he was the only one, but because his story was documented. There were countless others whose names were never recorded. Convict leasing didn't just exploit labor. It destroyed families. It destabilized entire communities. And it lasted well into the 20th century. It is the hidden foundation of America's prison labor system. And if we don't remember their names, the system gets to pretend it never happened. And this system didn't end quietly. It expanded. Counties made money, companies made profit, and the law made it all look legitimate. One arrest could erase a man's future. One charge could empty a household. One sentence could mean years of forced labor, with no end date in sight. Some never